Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the first Sunday of Lent, and we're looking at the narrative lectionary out of Mark, and has to do with someone approaches Jesus, says, "What must I do to be saved?" And this conversation happens. And then at the end, Jesus is talking to the disciples, and it's this line I really like here. It says, they were greatly astonished and said to one another, "Then who can be saved?" After all this kind of hard teaching going on, then who can be saved? And that's what I'm kind of getting at here is that, and Jesus' response says, "For mortals it is impossible, but for God nothing is impossible." Love it, love it. So the take I'm going on this one is I've used the brain teaser before, a puzzle where you have to figure it out. And there are different items. One of the items that I have used before, just remembering at this point, this here, a puzzle where it seems it's impossible. It's impossible to solve. This friend of mine made. But they're just different puzzles. But the idea is the other. You could use Rubik's cube if you wanted. Anything that's like it seems like it's impossible to solve. I mean, there's a way to solve it, but it's just difficult. You have a hard time doing that. And it's less on learning how to solve it. I mean, it's less than, because, all of these things there's a solution to. For us, the solution is that who then can be saved? If it was up to me, if it was up to my actions, it would be impossible. But the fact is that we have a God that has done that already for us through Christ, and that's the wonderful gift. I use this one here. I don't even want to really show it because if you can't find it, I didn't get this at the Dollar Tree. But the idea that is that I'm trying to do this, and the fact that I can't. But the thing is that it's a lot easier than I would ever imagine. I use this because the idea that I've had a kid say, "But you cheated." Well, sometimes it feels like God's grace is like cheating because we've been told that if we work hard enough, if you do this, then everything will be okay. But we know that that's not always the case, and we know that that's not more than always the case. It's if it was up to us, as we read in Mark, it would be impossible. It's our God that comes to us. It's our God that saves us, and that is the good news. And so, I would use this, and in that try to solve it, but you can't, and say, you know what, this is impossible. This is impossible. If a kid can solve it, great, but this is impossible. But you know what? This reminds me of when I try to be perfect, or I try to be so that God will love me. The fact is that God already loves me. God loves me from the beginning of time. God loved me even before I was even thought of. God loves me from the very beginning. So that's a springboard. It's thinking about it, but it's all about something that's difficult, something that's hard, something that seems impossible. And by my standard, by my account, me doing it, it would be impossible. But God brings us, and God does that, and God is the one that saves us. So, I hope it's a springboard. I hope you can use it for your own thinking around your children's sermon. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I hope you have a blessed week.